Hello, it's Andy Graham with the Ask Andy Show. I'm in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. Traveled nonstop for 16 years and went to 90 countries. I ask questions about the world. Okay, Bob H. asks, thank you for taking the time to make videos and share your knowledge and experience with your viewers. You briefly mentioned in recent videos that your friend parked some of his money in Ecuador bank account and collects 10% on his savings. Oh yeah, it's very windy and cold here. Okay, I don't have my tripod set up because I'm afraid it'll blow over. Oh, okay, I'll try to talk close to the camera because it makes funny noises. Okay, I understand that there is currency risk as well as economic political risk. However, 10% is still an excellent rate of return. My question is the following. Do you have any other friends, people you know, maybe yourself, who place money in foreign bank accounts in order to collect higher interest rates? From your experience, what are some of the risks associated with the practice? How easy is it difficult to open a foreign bank account if one isn't a resident of the country? Okay, first I'll tell you that it's relatively easy to open up a bank account in a lot of these countries, even though they'll all tell you you can't do it if you're in a small town and whatever. Usually they want somebody to kind of like recommend you, so maybe you need a person in the hotel, a local Ecuadorian or something. My friend had to put $25,000 into a bank account here in Ecuador so that he could get a visa, a resident visa to the country. It was one of the provisos. I think there's also one where you can prove that you have $800 worth of income a month and you can get a resident visa. These things change constantly, so they're really difficult to talk about. Okay, Ben. I do know that one of my friends, Jerome in Thailand, he invested in yuan in China. He invested in China in money in different things, but generally. Most of the things that you understand right now is like if people always want to try to invest in the country that they live in, and this is really the wrong thing to do. If you're living abroad, you should choose the country that is safest. So like Panama would be safe because it's dollars. Ecuador would be safer because it's dollars. But a lot of the dollar bank accounts, like my friend, a girl I dated in Argentina, had a dollar account, and when the peso crashed, they changed everything to pesos, so she got screwed out of her money. So don't think this just because you have a dollar account or you're investing in these other countries that you're safe. The political risk, you're right, and all these things, but I think this is just a quirk. I think right now Ecuador is giving you like 6% or something like that. Have I heard of anybody that was successful at doing this? No. The people that are successful are the people that are living inside the United States and maybe investing in things outside the United States. But as always, there's no guarantee. So truthfully, I think this is not a good idea. The United States FDIC and all these things that protect your money are not in. Now, that's not to say, everything's relative, right? According to how much money you have, right? So if you got millions of dollars, right, you might want to try this. But generally, the best way to invest overseas would probably be to be like a silent partner in a small business abroad. And there's tons of these expats that are trying to start little businesses that are highly underfunded. Now, here in Vilcabamba, everybody invests in a restaurant, so there's like 30-some restaurants and probably about 30-some expats, right? So everybody thinks that the restaurants is a good idea to invest in, but generally you don't want to invest, it's just not a good idea. Okay, investing overseas is very dangerous. I'll give an example. In Dominican Republic in Sosua, there was a guy that was giving like 10 or 15% returns, and he basically ran a Ponzi scheme on every single person almost in the city of Sosua. Not everybody, but I mean a lot of the people that live there. So there was probably hundreds of expats that jumped on the wagon because they were giving 15% return. So the guy gives $100,000 and he gets $15,000. He can live off this and that thing, and he thinks that he's going to be safe for the rest of his life. But if it sounds too good to be true, I mean, I identified it as a Ponzi scheme 2 years before it actually got exposed. But a lot of people are now working. Okay, so as you get older, especially after age 40 or something, you want to preserve your principal. You don't want to risk it, so you don't want to get into these dangerous things. But sadly, people give a little. They give 500, 5,000 or something, then they jump on it again, and then they give 10,000. Next thing you know, they're giving 100,000, and then it's a group thing. Everybody agrees, and they all give money. They had one of these happen in Colombia a while back too, or another Ponzi scheme. Expats are some reason wanting to invest close to where they live, which is, to me, just crazy thinking. Close to where you live doesn't make a good investment. There are investments inside the United States that probably can make good money. But as far as me trying to tell you about any of these things, I know that a lot of the countries are trying to get people to deposit $50,000 or $10,000. And personally, I would never do this. They want you to do this so that you can get a visa. I would never do that. Okay, I just think this is crazy. There's so many ways to live in a country without giving them a lump sum this big. And you understand that just on wiring money between countries, sometimes these countries will delay things for a week, 2 weeks, a month, just because they want to hold up. They're not to be trusted, okay? And it's just a difficult thing to do. I personally think that investing in small businesses are a much better way to make money and being maybe a silent partner. If you recognize that somebody, if you see somebody, if you're trying to invest and have the money overseas, and you're overseas, you might try to walk around and you'll find that there's some real diligent, hardworking people that have really good ideas but don't have any money. And you can become kind of a slow partner, you know, like $1,000 or something, right? Okay, that's Andy Graham. I haven't found anybody, but my friend Jerome in Thailand has lived outside of the United States for a long time, and he's my travel agent. And he invests in a lot of different places around the planet. He's probably much better at talking about doing this stuff abroad than me. But I don't have any money to invest, and I'm trying to come up with money to invest in all my products I'm selling on Amazon, and I don't have enough money myself. So it's not really my problem. I'm probably the wrong person. But wisdom would say that a savvy person would invest in a good person and a good product, and has nothing to do with the location you're at. So generally that would mean safest place would be America, England, Germany, places like this. Japan maybe. Investing outside these countries is a good way to turn a fortune into a shoestring, right? Thanks.
We can